What's going on, guys? T2RX6 here, going to bar my entry to Japan even further with another treasonous review. And this is the MPP10. This is the oversized MP10. Last week we looked at the KBB MP10V, which is the undersized one. And yeah, I just wanted to get this done. This is sent to me by Robert D, my fellow podcast host. And great guy. Thank you, Robert, so much for letting me check this out. And he said, you know, you're a big fan of the MP10 mold. You need to check out the MPP10. It's the MP10 mold upgraded. So we're going to see if that's true or if it's not. Before we go on, let's talk a little bit about the accessories here. In this little baggie here, he has, of course, the MP10 gun. He's got the MP10 axe. He has the MP Megatron gun, if I can get it out of this bag here. Just like the KBB MP10, except this one you can actually take all the pieces off, which is nice, including the scope. So this one's kind of a more accurate representation. Does that handle sliding out thing to make it easier to get it in to a Transformer's hand. So yeah, it's nice, glad to have it. But my personal favorite, my very favorite, we've got an oversized mush face, except this time he's got this like very, very pale skin. And like, I don't know if anybody watches The Walking Dead, but like that like lifeless zombie eyes, like, we're no longer quite mush face, but this guy is definitely trying to eat human beings. Like he's even got some of that like I've been out in the wild a little too long grime. So we're gonna call this oversized Walker Spike. How's that sound to you guys? So looking at the actual truck mode, you can see there's a lot of paint detail has gone into it. Let's actually pull. This is the year of the horse, and keep in mind I've painted mine so it doesn't have any of the gold stuff on here. But you can see, like, you know, we have none of that detailing brought out. The like corner lights not done. That's done on this one, so there's definitely some extra little details on here. The steps kind of look more stair-like, a little extra here, which I feel like there was a release, I think it might have been the Hasbro one that had this painted, but not the inside wheel well. A little bit of extra leg detailing from what I see. I guess a little bit better tail light detailing. But other than that, I mean, it's MP10. What do you want it to be? Yeah, of course you can open it up and Spike can sit in his arm if you really want to. Yeah, it's MP10. And there is just the size comparison here with the oversized and the official. And just because it tickles me, here is the KBB MP10V, the undersize. Can we get them all on here? We need the wide angle lens. Look at that. That is kind of cool on a shelf, but it's a little bit too big for what I need. One other thing I want to point out, and this is, I think it's a feature of, I think it's the KO MP10, but you can, if you're careful, move the windshield wipers. It's very tight. I don't want to do anything more than that. I just wanted to show you that they do move, and we're just not going to touch them again. I don't think that was something you could do on the official. No, it was definitely the KO MP10. You could do that. And so just like last week, we're just going to go and transform this guy to his robot mode. If you need instructions to get him back, watch any of the other reviews that I've done. I like to start with the legs. Usually they tell you to start with the front of the cab, but I don't know, I like having something that we can stand up properly. So let's see. And I've never put this guy into his robot mode yet since Robert sent him to me. So let's just see how this one looks, shall we? And we've got feet here. And notably, one thing I don't think I said last week on the MPP10 or KBB MPP10 is that he didn't have these slidey feet like this. That's something else that they took out, but really, I mean, who cares? Doesn't make that big of a difference, to be honest, in the truck mode. So there we go. We got the feet. And due to the die cast, he wants to flop forward. So we can't stand this one like we can most of them. But let's come to the front of the truck here. Again, MP10. We're going to open these on up on both sides here. Flip this panel down. It is a little bit pin tight on this. I don't think we're going to risk anything happening to it like happened to my first MP10 where this snapped, just because it's just so much more beefy and bulky. We can take... we should bring these exhaust pipes up so we can move things a little bit more freely down here. We'll take that, fold this in, we'll bring that to the side, bring out this side, and this guy is tough to keep on the camera just due to his size. There we go, we got the hands free. We'll open this up, we'll bring out his enormous head, bring this piece, which I think it clips in here, like it feels much more sturdy than, okay, this guy's throwing me for a loop here because the way this is clipped in, what is going on there? Maybe it's just tight. There we go, it's just tight. Also, with the removable matrix, I believe it's die cast too. There we go. And got that. We'll flip the waist around here. Bring these panels around like so. Get his arms out of the way so we can get these panels behind him. There we go. Fold that up. Bring this down. There it goes. Snaps into place. And we need to raise this even more. This should speak to how big this Optimus is. And I will say, while it's a little bit too big for what I need, it's definitely kind of a showpiece. If you think MP10 is the best Optimus that's out there, like I do, yeah, it's pretty cool. And I'll show you why in a little bit. But you open this, of course, we put his fists out, and that pops its way down. And of course you can extend these out like that to get that extra motion, but when I don't have him doing anything extreme, I prefer to have him in. So take that, spin it around, pull that out, very stiff. You can actually see some of the like plastic wear there. And we'll go ahead and pull his gun out of his back while we can, and kind of clean up these chrome bits here. And yeah, that's a big Optimus Prime. Let's see, did they spring load it? They did. That's very nice. We can open up his fingers and put the gun in his hand. Hold your gun. We got to compare you to everybody else in a minute. There we go. There's our MPP10, the oversized MP10. So in his robot mode here, it's the same articulation that you would expect out of the MP10 proper. I will say that he does have a little bit of top heaviness based on the die cast in the front here, and not really anywhere else. The KBB MP10V actually had more die cast down lower, not in terms of quantity, but in terms of like the components that were made of die cast. As far as I can tell, with like some of the little flaps and stuff that this guy just doesn't have die cast on. So he actually ends up feeling fairly light, given his size. He's certainly not the weight of your MP01, which, speaking of MP01, there's probably no better size comparison to put him next to than MP01, who I don't know about you guys. Mine has pretty much sat in the closet. I don't ever remember him being as floppy and loose as he is, but this is definitely an Optimus Prime that has aged not so well. It's very hard for me to get him to stand in any way that I think looks good. I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna do it, guys. Ooh, that hurt. He just took out my finger there. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of the MP01 mold. It's fine for what it was, I guess, but, you know, anymore it is so outdated. And this is was the battle damaged one at one point, until I removed all that paint. But yeah, like, look, like, if that doesn't speak to how superior the MP10 mold is, and even this oversized toy, like, there we go. I can only get this Optimus to stand when he's leaning this way. Which one of these, like, this is Optimus Prime when he's younger. Now he's starting to age, you know, things just, his back's starting to go. With age, you know, due to gravity, he's lost some height over the years, so he's smaller than this Prime. Yeah, it's okay, Optimus, said Optimus. I've got you. There we go. Our MPP10 holding up our MP01. Let's get some other size comparisons in here, shall we? Just because he's standing here doing nothing, there is the Fans Toys Weird Wolf. Here is an official MP10 for size comparison. Here's the KBB MP10. And you can't see him. There's the Classics B mold. So you can see that MPP10, he's a showstopper. If you are the type of person who still displays an MP01 because, God help you, you think that he's the better looking Optimus, I don't know. Maybe it's just because you like the size and stuff. Now, the weight and everything is impressive on MP01, but I just think the overall aesthetic is nailed by MPP10 and the regular MP10 mold more than MP01. So, if you don't mind replacing it with a knockoff, you know, there you go. There's your big oversized showstopper. I don't know if they did a trailer for this. I can't say I've followed MPP10 too much. He's a cool toy. Again, thank you, Robert, for letting me check him out. Just too big for what I need in my collection. But he's very cool. Definitely, I don't really think he's that much of an improvement over the regular MP10. Like, he's got wipers that work, and other than that, like, you know, nothing else is improved outside of being painted a little bit better. But the mold itself is still exactly the same. Oh my god, I'm just doing this all over today. Look, I think, you know, it's been that way for the KBB video too. Because I'm filming them at the same time. It saves me a whole bunch of time. God, I hate those leg panels. I always forget them. Anyway, I lost track of what I was going to say. So this is T2RX6. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, and one more time. Shout out to Robert D for letting me check this guy out.